Why did I buy a Tesla over every other car, and is my order still delayed? Stay tuned to find out. Hey everyone, David Nikila here with Teslas in Canada. Now, with a channel name like that, you might think this guy's gotta be a Tesla fanboy, but that just isn't the case. Well, I actually am a little bit, but I'm not at the same time. So let's go back into my history of cars and what I've owned. My very first car was actually a 2001 Honda Civic, which I absolutely loved. I learned how to drift in that. I had lots of fun with that car, upgrading it, putting subwoofers in there, you know, being that loud, annoying kid in the neighborhood. That was me. After that Civic, I decided to switch it up and sell that. I wanted to buy a Mitsubishi Lancer. Can't speak right now, but that didn't work out. I didn't end up buying a Lancer. Instead, I got my grandparents' old vehicle, which I bought off them, which was a Nissan Versa. Oh, wow. I was the coolest kid around town with that. So I drove that Nissan Versa. Nice small little hatchback. If you don't know, pop a picture up on the screen here. It was like a go-kart. It zoomed around. It was very fuel efficient, so it was good for me saving money and in order to put money back into other things that I wanted to do. But I quickly grew tired of that. So back then I was working in construction, construction renovations. I was a cabinet maker for 9 years before becoming a real estate agent. That's what I do outside of this channel. This channel is more of my hobby. But anyways, I upgraded into a 2005 Ford F-150, which I loved. It was 5.5 foot bed. Super crew, so they had lots of space in there for tools, and it had just enough space for hauling plywood and other things like that and moving friends. I ended up modifying that truck a little bit, leveling kit, bash bar in the front, things like that. There should be a picture on the screen here. So that truck, it really was a special truck. It meant a lot to me. It helped me renovate my first townhouse, which I flipped and made a substantial profit on, which allowed me to roll that over into a bungalow and basically did lead me down the road into real estate in a roundabout way, having that vehicle, getting into renovations, doing my own renovations, a little bit of flipping, rental properties, so on and so forth. It led me into becoming a real estate agent. Besides the point, again, the truck would go 400 to 450 kilometers on a tank, and the tank, each time I'd fill it up, was 100 liters. So 100 liters, gas today is what, $1.45, maybe even $1.50. That's $145 to fill up that tank to go 450 kilometers. I believe that year and that motor, the 4.8 liter that I had in that Ford, is one of the worst ones for fuel efficiency, so I kind of bought the wrong one, but I didn't know that going into it. I ended up selling that truck and purchasing my parents' vehicle this time. So I bought their 2009 RAV4 with a 4-cylinder, so it's super fuel efficient, but still it's costing me somewhere around $70 a week. And yeah, it's getting 400 to 450 kilometers, so it's not so bad as the truck, but still up there in cost. So that vehicle I actually bought just as like a temporary vehicle in order to buy something else, but I could never decide what I wanted to buy, and used car prices kept going up and up and up and up. So that was 3 years ago that I bought that. It now has over 245,000 kilometers. Still great. Everything works fine on it. Everything's great. And that vehicle I'm going to give it to my wife. The vehicle my wife has, it's a Hyundai Santa Fe 2008. Absolute garbage of a vehicle. I don't like it at all. Never liked it. Didn't like the seats. Nothing like that. But she was in a car accident. We had to get a car quickly, and that was the car that we ended up buying. It's been nothing but problems. Numerous things have been replaced on it. Right now, the fuel gauge doesn't work. The electrical, there's some electrical issues, so the radio and things like that don't work. But overall, it's still getting us places. But actually, I forgot to point at the biggest thing, the heat. The heat doesn't work. So in the winters, like when it's today, it feels like minus 18. It is cold in there. At least you have a heated seat. So when I have been driving it, keeps me a little warm. I spend a lot of time in the car, and driving that on these cold winter days is not the most fun. It's just very inconvenient. But to fix the issues that is going on with it, it's going to be a few $1,000s, and the car's only worth a few $1,000s. So is it worth keeping? Not to me. It might be worth it for someone else to fix it up and use it. So I will be selling that, my wife's vehicle, and upgrading into the Tesla. Which brings me to the point of this entire video. Why did I buy a Tesla over any other vehicle? I could have bought a gas vehicle, other electric vehicle, Chevy Bolt maybe. But why did I choose the Model 3 rear-wheel drive base model with no upgrades? Well, the first reason would have to be the month-to-month cost. Having just electricity to pay for instead of oil changes, fuel, and all of those additional costs is going to save me a lot of money. For example, to fill it up from 20% to 100%, which you can with the rear-wheel drive because it has the LFP battery, it's going to cost me about $5 to fill that up with electricity. If I were to be filling up a similar car with gas, or for example, even my RAV4, which is very fuel efficient, it'd be $60 for a tank of gas. Now $60, sometimes I fill up once a week, other times it's once every few days. It depends on where my showings are, listings, all of those different things. I can spend north of $400 a month on gas alone. So moving into electric vehicles is going to save me on the fuel costs, and I'll be able to use that money for something else, which in this case, I'm actually going to finance the Tesla, free up the capital to invest into other things like probably finishing my basement here, which I'll be posting a video on that, but on my other channel. If you want to check that channel out, it's in one of the corners here. You can click on that and subscribe to that channel. And I will be doing a breakdown video on all of the costs associated with the Tesla, buying the charger, buying the floor mats, all of those additional costs that you have to factor in on the initial purchase price, as well as ongoing costs. So stay tuned to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. The second reason that I am buying the 2022 Model 3 rear-wheel drive version would be convenience. So that kind of ties into fuel as well. I love that I can just go downstairs, hop in my garage, hop in my car, and drive off and have 100% charge or 90% charge, whatever you're charging it up to. But personally, I'll probably be filling it up to 90 to 100% every day on this LFP battery. I don't have to worry about scheduling 20 minutes beforehand to go and stop at a gas station. I can just head straight to my appointments. It allows me a little bit more time here in the office or with my family, and it's just so much more convenient to not have to worry and plan that out. Now, sometimes I am in and out of the house multiple times a day, and to be able to just pull in, plug it in, get a quick top up on my electricity, then I can continue on my day and go to more showings, more listing appointments, whatever I may be doing. I don't have to worry about stopping in the gas station, spending more money on chips, drinks, and getting a little bit more overweight, which is one of my goals for 2022 is to lose some weight. So the Tesla is going to help me with that. The other quick point within this point on convenience would be that I don't have to schedule in oil changes, but just the convenience of not having to schedule that in, take a day off, drop it off, all that stuff. It's going to save me more time and more money in the end. The third, I think my hand's broken here. The third reason that I am buying a Tesla is the technology. The technology is something that has always appealed to me. I love technology, learning and growing, and just having more at my fingertips readily available make my life a little bit easier. And Tesla is basically a definition of that. It's basically a supercomputer on wheels. To have that large display in front of me and be able to browse the MLS, send emails, and basically do my job with my car, not even needing my laptop, is a huge plus for me. The other thing that I do like, but I'm not too sure about, is this whole self-driving autopilot type of stuff. I believe that all those assists can be helpful and beneficial, but for me, myself, I've always kind of liked the bare bones basic. I like to be in control of the car, like I like Lamborghinis and fast cars like that. I like those cars, and I like the rawness of it and how you're in control, but we'll see how I like it with the technology in that regards. I can see how it can help down on the fatigue when I'm doing some of my long drives on some of my showings. It'll help with the fatigue of driving, staying in the lane and all of that, and watching my speed. It'll kind of do that for me. We'll see how that is. I will make more videos on that as well. Fourth reason, super short and sweet. is the Supercharger Network. I like that the Tesla has the Supercharger Network and it's all set up, timed with your Tesla. The Tesla programs when you need to stop, pull in for a supercharge, and it preconditions the battery to make that more efficient. Now, I know there's lots of additional aftermarket chargers available for other vehicles, which is great. Just the convenience of the Supercharger Network is what makes it beneficial for me, not having to use a second app to program where you're going to stop, when you got to stop, where you're going to charge if that charger is broken. Tesla will do that all for you. They'll tell you where you got to stop, when you got to stop. I don't have to think about it, and that for me is very beneficial and another reason that I went with Tesla. So that was my 4 reasons on why I have ordered a Tesla. Now, are you ordering a Tesla? What are your reasons for it? Are you thinking about it? What are your reasons for it and not for it? Be sure to let me know in the comments below, and have a great day.